Hey gals, welcome to Binge Free Bestie, the podcast where we ditch the diets, break free from binge eating, and build a safe and empowered relationship with our bodies. I'm your host, Nick Carberia, a registered therapist who totally gets it. Binge eating and body image struggles? Yep, I've been there, done that, and I've got the therapy bills to prove it. But here's the good news, bestie. I've recovered and I'm here to help you to do the same. This potty is all about real, evidence-based strategies from my therapy practice, plus down-to-earth, relatable girl talk with me and some of my amazing besties and other experts who have their own stories, tips, and tricks to share with you. So, whether you're tired of the diet cycle, ready to ditch the shame spiral, or just want to feel more confident in your own skin, then you've come to the right place. It's time to get real about food freedom, body acceptance, self-care, and building a life you truly love. Let's get into it, besties. Hey bestie, welcome to day one of the New Year Food Freedom Reset. This is a 7-day mini podcast series that I have whipped up for you to give you the most amazing start to 2026. But before we start, let's just pause for a moment. I want you to take a nice slow, deep breath in through your nose and a long breath out through your mouth. There's nothing to fix here. There's nothing to achieve. Well done. You made it. If you're listening to this on New Year's Day or just honestly any old day, I want you to know this. This is not going to be a reset where you're shooting to become the best version of yourself ever, and it's not going to be like one of those New Year, New You diets that you might have done for the last decade. This is a reset where you're going to stop waging war on your body, on yourself, and your eating. So as I said, it's called the New Year Food Freedom Reset, and it's a 7-day podcast series designed to help you to feel calmer, clearer, and more grounded around food and your body without having to start another diet or a detox or a set of rules. So each day for the next 7 days, I'm going to guide you through a bit of a short pep talk, a little bit of psychoeducation, and one practical tool drawn from my signature program, The Breakup. And this is going to support you in creating a more peaceful, sustainable relationship with food and your body this year. And if you're listening to this after New Year's Day, that's totally cool, no worries. You can come back to this reset anytime that you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or maybe just curious about a new approach to food and body image. So just think of this as a gentle reset and a small window into how I work here at Binge Free Bestie. This is my gift for you, and just use it whenever you need it, as much as you need it. And I want to give you one really, really important instruction before we go on any further, and that is that this is just one episode per day, okay? Do not binge these. For lack of a better word, do not binge this series. I want you to take your time and let this land each day. So listen one day at a time. Day one, listen to this, and then I want you to take what I've given you today, apply it, and then come back tomorrow and rinse and repeat for the 7 days, all right? So don't just listen to all 7 in one day, because these are mini episodes. Final thing before we get started is I also have created a resource bundle to go with this reset series. So the bundle has kind of a recap of what we talk about in each episode and the tool that I've presented to you, and it will also link you to any videos or meditations or have the journal prompts that I mentioned. So you're going to need that. The way that you get your hands on it, and this is all free by the way, the way that you get your hands on it is just go to the link in the show notes. There'll be a link there. Just fill out that quick form that grabs your name and your email, and then I will send it through to you. So this is your New Year goodie bag to say thank you for being a listener, for being part of the Binge Free Bestie community. And I just want you to have a good start to the year, because 2026 really can be your year of food freedom if you choose it to be. So let's get you on the right track, because January and New Year is such a loud time of year. I know everywhere you look right now, you're being told that this is the moment to overhaul yourself, overhaul your life, fix your eating, fix your body, fix your discipline, fix everything about yourself, change, be someone else. But I mean, you've heard that for years, right? That you're not good enough, that you're doing it wrong, that you're just not trying hard enough, that this is the thing that will work this year. No doubt you've seen heaps of ads or people directing messaging at you through your socials, or even in like the office, you'll hear about the new weight loss injectable or the new diet or the new kind of mindset hack that you've heard on whatever podcast. Okay, there's always something new, always. And if those approaches worked, then you wouldn't be listening to this, right? And I want to say, and you would have heard this before in other episodes, but I love drilling things into you. Most people who are struggling with food and body image, it's not that they're lazy, lack control or willpower. It's a lack of safety. And your nervous system has learned that food is either comfort, control, or chaos. Maybe all of those things, right? And piling more pressure on top of yourself right now by trying to choose a diet or choose something to do in this new year to try and alter your weight, your shape, the way you're eating, whatever, it does not lead to freedom. Eventually, we all fall off the wagon come March, come Easter, or whatever, or when life gets really rough, because it always does. You get burned out. Maybe that leads to binging, maybe that leads to both. So this reset is all about doing something differently this year. And for the next 7 days, we're not going to be asking, how do I eat better? We're going to be asking, how do I feel safer, more trusting, and more at home in my body? Because I really believe that when safety is the first priority, then behavioral changes will follow. And I want to say this and underline it. Imagine me underlining it a lot. I'm not saying you can never have a weight loss goal. And this is something that people DM me all the time about. They say, hey Nick, I love what you're talking about. I like the podcast. I read your guides. I've been to your masterclasses. It makes sense. It clicks. Like, I understand why I'm binging. I understand the struggle. I understand the chaos. But I still want to lose weight. And I don't want to accept my body at this weight and shape. And I really, really get that, because I felt exactly the same. And I say the same thing back to everyone is, I will never tell you what to do with your body. If you want to have a weight loss goal, that is your prerogative, and you're absolutely allowed to. Okay, you know what weight and shape feels best for you to live your most vibrant life. And I'm talking in things of like mental clarity, strength, flexibility, energy, being able to do the hobbies you love. Like, you want to climb a mountain or swim or scuba dive, surf, chase your kids around. Like, maybe you've just noticed that certain shapes and sizes, you feel like you can do those things more readily, easily, and enjoy them more. That is okay. That is absolutely okay. We do also know, however, if we look at the health at every size approach, that actually your weight and shape more often than not is not the barrier that's keeping you from enjoying those kind of things and those activities. But I always say to people, like, I really, really understand that. I myself know that there's a certain kind of range around my set point, my body's happy weight, where I feel best. And so I eat in alignment with intuitive eating and the anti-diet approach, and my body kind of sits in that set point, in that happy range, and yeah, it kind of ebbs and flows up and down given the time of year, what I've been up to, how much movement, my work-life balance, how I've been looking after myself. It fluctuates in a range, and I know that's my happy, healthiest range. And I don't want to go above that range, and that's okay. I also want to say power to the people who are happy in bigger bodies. Absolutely. Again, because it's your prerogative. And so coming back to what I was saying is, you are allowed to have weight loss goals and goals around your weight and shape, okay? At Binge Free Bestie. Absolutely. But I always say we need to work on your relationship with food and eating first, and getting those binge eating episodes down to 0 to not, very rare occasions for any sort of weight loss that you might have to be sustainable. If you're binge eating regularly, of course, you can go on a diet right now. It's New Year's, right? You can go on a diet now. Maybe in 4 months you'll hit your goal, or however long, the diet promises you. But if it's not a sustainable way of eating and a sustainable lifestyle, it's actually going to, and it's restrictive, it's going to fuel that binge restrict cycle. Eventually you'll fall off the wagon, you will binge, you'll hate yourself for it, you put yourself back on another diet, and we see this cycle going around and around. And yes, you may lose weight, but you will regain it, and usually more. And we just want to nip that in the bud. So the way that we can nip that in the bud is to end the binge eating. And once you've got a really beautiful, calm, trusting relationship with food, if there's excess weight there, it will naturally start to shift, because you will be listening to your body. You'll be listening to your hunger fullness cues. You'll be eating foods that make you feel vibrant and alive, and they sit nicely in your tummy. They feel good. They make you feel energized. You're not going to be overeating or eating past that point of fullness with foods that maybe you've previously binged on, which are usually those higher sugar, higher carb foods. Everything just starts to settle, and so your weight will settle as well. And so I just want to preface today's episode saying that, because what we're going to do today is start to visualize the future. And I know that some of you will be thinking about weight and shape in that. And I just really want to say, you are allowed to want that for yourself, but ceasing binge eating and healing your relationship with food and body image, and learning self-compassion and how to be kind to yourself and how to come into alignment with the food freedom principles, that is going to be such an empowering, incredible, life-changing thing to achieve. And those changes in your weight and shape would just naturally come later. You've just got to be willing to be a bit more patient, because it's not going to be 10 kgs in 10 days like keto tells you you're going to have. And I know that's so much more tempting. So let's start there. Now, I want to introduce you to today's kind of core idea for day one. And this sits at the heart of my work. And that is that food freedom does not start with food. It starts with orientation. So it's all about knowing where you are, how you got there, and where you want to go. So many people enter January in reaction mode, right? And you're probably in this space now. You might be reacting to weight gain, you might be reacting to guilt, you might be reacting to a fear of losing control, or maybe having felt like you did lose control over the holiday season. And this reactivity always leads us back to that same cycle, that binge restrict cycle. Orientating yourself is different, because orientation was all about calm, and it says, hey, this is where I am, and I'm also allowed to choose a new direction for myself now. So that's what today's going to be about. It's not about setting a goal per se. I'm not giving you rules. I'm just going to give you a bit of gentle direction for you to figure that out for yourself. So, day one of the New Year reset, the binge-free bestie way. What we're going to do is we're going to move into a practice together, and it's a visualization. So don't do this if you're driving or busy with your hands, or running after the kids, or whatever you're doing. I want you to come back to it later if that's the case. So hit pause now if you are busy, because I want you to sit down and fully immerse yourself in this super brief 5-minute experience, and just make sure that you're not going to be interrupted, because this is a moment for you. And if you can't take 5 minutes now, how is 2026 going to be any different for you? Because if you can't take 5 minutes to sit and visualize your best, healthiest, highest self, you're going to stay in the cycle. Okay, so make this promise for yourself. Make this time for you. Hit pause if you need to. Go snuggle up somewhere. sit in your garden, go to the beach, sit on your bed. Just make sure no one's going to come in and interrupt you. Okay, so now let's move on into today's practice. And if it feels okay, you can gently close your eyes. If not, you can soften your gaze and just let your body begin to settle. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and a longer breath out through your mouth. There's nothing you need to do right now. Nothing to improve, nothing to get right. Just let yourself arrive. And now I want you to imagine waking up on a random day in 2026. It's not a perfect day. It's not a holiday. It's just a normal, ordinary day. And as you wake up, I want you to notice your body. Not how it looks, but how it feels. There's no immediate panic, no scanning, no mental checklist of what you ate yesterday or what you should do today. Your mind here just feels quieter. You get out of bed and you move into your morning, and food isn't already loud in your head. You eat some breakfast, or maybe you don't right away. Either way, it feels neutral. There's no guilt, no second guessing, no need to make the perfect breakfast, no hitting macros or calories, none of that. Food is just food. And now imagine moving through your day. You get hungry and you notice that without fear. So you eat and you stop without effort. Not because you're controlling yourself, but because your body feels safe enough to signal when it's had enough. And you trust it and you honor it. And there's no constant mental math, no tracking, no macros, no rules running in the background all the time. It's just presence. And now on this day, picture yourself going to the grocery store. And imagine what it would be like to walk down the aisles calmly. You pick up foods without feeling the need to flip them over or check the labels. You're not comparing what's in your trolley to anyone else's. And you're not worrying about who's watching or judging. Your cart reflects you, your preferences, your needs, your life. And it feels surprisingly ordinary. It's not a big deal. And now I want you to imagine what it would be like to order food from a menu. You read the options and you choose what sounds good in that moment. Not what feels safest, not what has the right composition. You didn't have to read the menu before you came to the restaurant to try and figure all of that out. There's no rehearsing, no compensating later, and no bargaining with yourself. You order, you eat, you enjoy, and then you move on with your day. And in this version of your life, this food and body freedom version of your life, you are saying yes to social plans. So you say yes to the dinner with your besties, yes to the birthday cake, yes to the beach in your swimming togs, yes to the cafe after that walk. And it's not because you're feeling brave, but it's because food and your body no longer feel like barriers to your life. You're present, connected, and you're actually there. And if you have children, imagine this part too. You're modeling something different for them. They're seeing you eat without guilt. They're seeing you enjoy food. They see you trust your body. There's no diet talk. There's no body bashing. There's no fear passed down. Because we don't teach them with our words. You teach them with your embodiment. Now, imagine stress showing up to this version of you. Imagine a hard moment, a long day, a wave of emotion. It happens. But instead, instead of turning to food or lack of food, you just pause. You let yourself feel the feeling. You breathe. You choose how to respond. In this reality that you're calling in, food is no longer the only coping strategy, and it's no longer the enemy either. So just take a moment now and notice, how does your body feel in this version of you? What is quieter in your mind? What is this version of you no longer fighting? You don't need to force any answers. Just notice what stands out. And here's the most important takeaway I want for you. This version of you, who we've just seen in our mind's eye, she's not more disciplined than you. She's not better. She's just safer, more regulated, more trusting. And this is not a fantasy. It's not something that some women get to have and you don't. You are not the exception to the rule. This is not a dream life. This is a direction you can choose to walk in. This can be yours for 2026. So when you're ready, we're going to come on back. So gently bring your attention in. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And just know that today wasn't about changing anything. It's just about remembering what's possible when food isn't the enemy and your body isn't a project. That's day one, bestie. Tomorrow we're going to talk about why food feels so loud, the cravings, the rules, the mental chaos, and how to start noticing it without trying to control it. So if this already feels like a relief, that is not an accident. These are the kind of conversations and practices that I absolutely love and adore guiding people through inside the breakup. And this 7-day series is going to give you a wee taster of me and my world, the binge-free bestie world. So I hope you found that helpful. Make sure that you grab today's resource bundle via the link in the show notes. Or if you're already on my newsletter list, I'm going to be sending these out every day too. Anywho, I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Ciao for now.